Honey Drops. Chapter 1. A Dying Wish. The island of Christos was soon blessed with another intoxicating warm breeze, infused with hints of refreshing seawater. Moonlight fell on a rock-strewn path. There wasn't a shore at this place, only cold earth, with cadavers fading away underneath. A pair of feet in feminine and worn boots shuffled down the grass, past several tombstones and a few little mausoleums. There wasn't much light to guide the feet, mainly a spot of yellow and orange from a hanging oil lamp held by the owner of those feet. A frou-frou rustle as the folds of a dress billowed in the breeze. Above the ankles was the hem of a plain walking gown skirt. The skirt had slight width, supported by panniers that gave a flat appearance in the front. The bodice was closed and with no lace. The neckline was high enough with her kerchief to keep her chest modestly hidden, but she assumed no one else was around to see. It wasn't a formal affair. This was something to wear for one's own gratification. The boots stopped at a mausoleum of light brown stone, which was hardly visible under the night's cloak. The oil lamp rose. One of the hands, slender under a leather glove, was free of the duty of holding the oil lamp's handle. Her delicate hand touched an elegantly carved script on marbled stone. Count Frederick Katsaros. A low sigh came from the figure, pursued by a light and feminine voice. "Your dying wish." That empty hand fell. This person, this woman, she crouched down to put her lamp on the ground before smoothing her skirts under her backside. She plopped on her bum, her legs bent a bit, her skirts rustling and flowing about her lower half. She tilted her face to meet the sky's gaze. Drat! Couldn't see any stars. While the graveyard was dark, the city was full of fire. People went about all hours, and all that light hid them from view. Her hands folded in her lap, the leather of her gloves softly creaked up at her. "What is it you told me?" A pause. She made a humming noise in her throat. "You told me to never mourn for long." She sniffed. Her voice broke a little. "I haven't mourned in ages, Father, but I wish you were here." Her fingers scrunched up her skirt. There were easy but slightly rougher tones from the leather. "Mama said I'll have to marry soon. Can you imagine? I need more patience for everyone, including myself. I won't do well as a wife." Here was the moment she couldn't find her words. All she could do was weep. Her darkened form shook. A few minutes later she calmed herself. She took a handkerchief from a pocket and wiped her face, blew her nose. "Papa, how can I be a good wife? I'll scream so viciously my husband's ears would bleed. I can't be a good wife. I hate the very concept." She folded her handkerchief and slid it away. "He'd hate me. I know he would. I'd hate him, too. We'd be miserable." She sighed again. "I need to be happy. That's my wish, Father. A life wish instead of a death wish. Certainly not a dying wish as you had. As long as nobody is harmed, I should be happy. When I creep or dance among the graves surrounded by loss, how can I not appreciate everything good life offers? How can I move towards what I hate?" Another pause. She shook her head and got to her feet. The oil lamp was reclaimed, and she put her free hand to her heart. To reject happiness is to disrespect the dead, particularly those unable to achieve their goals before they passed on. As for those that were content, wouldn't they still be proud to see us succeed? She shook her head in the manner of a dog shaking his wet coat. Frowning, she said, "I must go." She walked off. As she moved from the corner of her eye, she thought she saw something stir in the darkness. She paused to look around, flapping her oil lamp from one spot to the next with a metallic squeak. Nothing caught her attention. Silly thing. With a shrug, she marched forward. A voice, somber and indistinct, almost apologetic. The woman stopped again, goosebumps plumping up all over her flesh. "Be at ease." Warm and fuzzy, too, as if the voice was hiding among thick lumps of cotton. Heavy, masculine, even a bit cultured. She spun half a circle's worth. Her eyes were more frantic than the hand that held the oil lamp. "Evening? Good evening?" Though frightened, she didn't want to be nasty. There was no reply. No need to linger. A bit more alert, the lady charged onward. She needed to get back to bed before she was missed.